How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about why you are the way that you are and what that means and how you can live a life that is not only fulfilling, but can make a positive impact on yourself and the world around you. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. All right, well, we're going to do another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear today to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So a question or a thought that I think we have in our heads, whether it's about ourselves sometimes or other people, are, why am I the way that I am? Or why are they the way that they are? And a lot of times we think about this for not positive reasons. It's like, why do I struggle with thinking positive? Why do I struggle with my eating? Why do I struggle with working hard, with depression? Or why are they mean? Or why do they do this? Very rarely are we thinking that in a positive light, especially when it's for ourselves. Now, sometimes we might see someone that is positive, happy, or healthy, and we think, well, why are they the way that they are? What are they doing? Or why are they so lucky? And we see it almost in an envious state. And I was reflecting on this statement and just what it really means, and it boils down to this, is you are who you are, they are who they are, because we have to be. You have to be the version of you to discover energy, light, and love in a specific way, and they have to be the certain them to discover energy and light and love in a certain way. Because everything is connected on an energetic level. So the solutions, the healing, the love that you find contribute to the greater good, and the solutions, love, and healing that they find contribute to the greater good, because we're all working to raise our energy. But here's the thing, not everybody makes the shift to change and raise their frequency, even though that is the goal, the mission for every single one of us. I was watching some videos on TikTok earlier today, and some came up with some kids that had, really gone through some hard things. Maybe they lost somebody or they were growing up in poverty, and, just listening to them talk, I just wanted to help them. Like, I wanted to make sure that they had a good life. And it just reminded me how that is what's important. You see, your frequency is important, and of course it matters. It should be the most valuable thing to you. But the reason it matters is because your energy affects other people's energy. They say we're only as strong as our weakest link. And so your energy is either pulling up the average or bringing down the people around you. But it's not something to feel bad about. Wherever you are, however you've been, whatever person you've been to this point, gives you a unique opportunity to provide love and light that is desperately needed in the future. So if you haven't been the person that you want to be, or people around you haven't been the people that you want them to be, forgive, and then decide that now is the time to raise your vibration. When you start working on yourself and improving yourself and giving that energy away, you start becoming the change and the healing that we need to see in the world. And that's why everything we do is so important. And that's why the you that you are up until this point is so important. So what I was thinking is a great thing to do together is a meditative breath, just like we do in the beginning of the podcast. But when we breathe in, we are all breathing in with a commitment to be our best selves. That doesn't mean the version that we have been is not good. It means the version that we have been was necessary for the greatness that's going to come. And by greatness, I mean high vibrational love frequency that we're going to live in. The healing that we're going to find for ourselves and that we're going to give to others. So when we take this next deep breath in, really see yourself filling up with power, with love, respect for everything that you've been. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. Just feel complete and happy with it. Because when we hold our breath, you're going to visualize yourself growing, expanding, filling with light. Whatever images come to your mind, whatever positive feeling you feel at that moment, just believe it. And then when you exhale, you're going to let go of the past. You're going to be prepared to move forward in a positive future that can't exist without who you were before. And it will exist because of who you're going to become in the future. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath in. And out. You see, everything, the good, the bad, matters so much. If you think about existence, all that really exists is right now. Everything that you've done to this point was so important because right now you were able to make a positive shift to become something that can heal something. Because there's so many other people that have made the mistakes that you've made, that have lived a life similar to yours, that have felt the pain and the hurt just as you have. But they're not ready to change yet. They need a positive influence, a positive pattern to see so that they can raise their frequency, so that they can then heal. You see, it's just you and me tuned into this podcast right now. We are connected on the same frequency, knowing, like you know deep down, we've probably been thinking the same thing, that it's time. Every day that we wake up committed. We're like, this is going to be the day. I'm going to do the things that I set out to do. I'm going to be the version of me that I want to be. But then life happens, and then another day goes by, and we didn't do it quite like we meant to. But it's okay. It's not bad that it hasn't happened yet. It just means that now it can. And a year from now, when we stay committed, we'll be able to talk to somebody else that just happens to show up struggling with the things that we're struggling with the procrastination, struggling with the past, and saying, hey, I keep trying every single day, but it's not working. And then you're able to say, I was there. I was struggling with the same thing. This is my history too. I don't judge you because I was you. Here's what I did to change. No judgment, but this is what helped me. I started thinking this certain way. I started doing these patterns every day. Maybe it's a wake-up time. Maybe it's a time of meditation, prayer, whatever it is for you, a certain way of eating. You made the adjustments that you knew were right for you. And then you give this away. It's up to them if they want to read it. It's up to them if they want to follow it. But you are raising your frequency. Right now is the time. It is the perfect moment. Never has there been more of a perfect time. Never has there been an earth, a world, a group, a collective of people that don't need you to be the best version of you. And the healing and growth might be for your family. It might be for your friends. It might be for the entire world. No mission is better than the other. No experience is more important than the other. No person is more valuable than the other. Your experience, your perspective, and the healing and love that you have the opportunity to find is equal to me and every single other person listening to this podcast. And when you do it as a collective, we get closer to that healing. When I do it as a collective, we get closer to the healing. So let's be the best versions of ourselves, not because it's cool, not because we'll achieve material success. Of course you can achieve material success. In fact, you might do it anyway. I just don't want you to do it as the negative person. I don't want you to do it as the person that's filled with anger, hate, or pain, because that's what you're going to expand into the world when you have that success. I want you to heal. I want you to feel love. I want you to be in your highest frequency, so that way, if that's the path you choose, you become successful, you have money, fame, whatever it is, that you use that power for greater good. You're able to expand the version of you. So let's choose now to make the shift and be the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and got you thinking about what you can do to make the shift to be the highest version of you. I'm so thankful that you've listened and tuned in because I feel like we are on this path together. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate everybody that has followed me there. And of course, Instagram is the best place for direct messages. So thank you so much for those. It means the absolute world to me when you share how the podcast has impacted you. It also inspires me and keeps me motivated. So thank you so much for that. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.